Alrighty, folks. So I did some retrading and I got back something I regretted getting rid of. So I traded the guy that I sold this to, along with to get the Bonamassa. And I'm happy to have this back. He took it home. It's been in the gig bag since he got it from me a couple of weeks ago. And then I haven't plugged it in until just now. Sounds close to in tune. I'm going to continue on the B minor pentatonic. Hold on, I got to get one of the tuners over here. And one of these is funky and it doesn't work half the time. So we're going to do part 3 on the B minor pentatonic. This is the one that acts up. You got to move this thing just right to get it to register. So I feel like crap, folks. So I'm not going to have the zippity-doo-dah here. But I want to do the lesson to get my mind off it. Wow. Pretty darn close. And it's been handled in a gig bag to his house, back to here. Huh. Man, am I glad I got this back. I regretted selling it. But I wanted the Bonnie. This one here, my fave. Alright, so we're going to do the B minor pentatonic. So it's got a lot of gain. Who cares? So I went over the pentatonic in parts 1 and 2. You know, the lowest point. Alright, so what am I doing? Let me take some of that gain off. It's kind of heavy on the gain. Yeah, way heavy on the gain. So, we're not going to do this is going to be patterns. This part 3 is going to be patterns in B minor, but we're not going to use this one here because this one's got 2 notes and 3 notes on a string, 1 note, 2 and 2. We'll do them now starting here. They'll all be 2 notes per string. What? Alright, so, and I'll go up all the blocks with this. Once you've got those things from part 1 and 2, just basically get the pentatonic under your belt. Then you start milking those blocks. That's what I call it, milking. I'm doing different patterns with them, simple patterns. This one's a 6 count, I call it. It's 2 notes per string. Then you go back to the 2nd string you played, and you go up 6 notes. I'll alternate picking. And you do that with all the blocks. I'll try to shorten the time so I won't do it on all the blocks. Just bear with me. I'm not going to be playing very well. I'm not feeling well. Half of my stomach, this is literal, physical, half of my stomach is up in my diaphragm and it's half choking me. And so I constantly half feel like, not nauseated, but like I'm going to throw up, like everything's right here and I can hardly breathe. I'm going to have major surgery in February to have it fixed. So I don't have the chutzpah to dig in and rock and roll. But I want to pass on this knowledge. All right, so that's your 6 count. Do it in every block. It develops the coordination of the right and left hand, and eventually, you know, you're going to want to also do the two strings at a time, just 2 notes. Whoop. Yeah. Alright, those kind of things. So the 6 count on this, and this is all B minor. So you're basically, and then there's a 5 count too. Now, on this one, you can use economy picking if you'd like, instead of alternate it all, because it is an odd number of notes. It's 5, 5, 5, 5. So you're starting kind of with a, when you ascend, you'd start at the left note, the note on the left, well, you're right, the lower note, and then going to the higher note. So you'd be going down, up, down, up, down, and then starting at the A string here, then you go back a string to that note, then you go back to that note, and then back to this note, and then when you descend, you start with the forward note, the higher note here, and then you reverse it. You go down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. You know, and eventually you get to where you'll get them going, and then you can do them just two or three string patterns. What? Where am I? What am I? All right, my mind's in a fog. All right, so the 5 count, it'd be. That kind of thing. You can alternate it all, ascending and descending also, but you have the option when you're descending to do economy picking, which is where here's the alternate picking. So you're just constantly going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, okay? And it gets a little getting used to. But on the economy picking on descending, you'd start with a down and you go down, up, down, up, down. That's your end of 5 notes. Then you go back up to that B string and start with that front note, and you start with another down. So it's a down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, at that and you practice minimal movement and all that, you can get the dome pretty slick. What? So, and I'm not up on it, obviously. Then there's a 3 count you can do with these. I threw in some hammer on pull off. We'll do it at the so do it with all the blocks in B minor. So we'll go to the standard number 1 position to demonstrate that. What? All right, so that kind of thing, and do it in all the blocks. And then there's so with all the blocks, that same thing. And then there's also pull-off stuff. The 6 count. Those kind of things. I ain't done these in ages, so I suck at them right now, but they're exercises. And then again, the 2-string thing. Staying with all B minor now. I'm not changing any notes. It's all just those same blocks I did in part 1 and part 2. 2 strings at a time. Then you take the next 2 strings down and do the same thing. Again, we're using B minor, so this one would be think here, because I ain't done these in. What? Where am I? So those kind of things. That's all. Just different things you can do with it. That's like I call it taking one particular thing, in this case B minor pentatonic, and kind of milking it, drawing out of it different things that are available in it, you know, those kind of things. Again, the pull-off stuff. That'll be good for developing your baby finger too. You know, you have to use the baby finger. You gotta don't avoid and try to favor strong fingers or find. Well, there must be an easier way to do that. There ain't. This is it. This is it. There's no. You know, people would tell me over here where you know, where you gotta step up. You know, well, can't you just go? Yeah, when you're soloing, you don't have to do any of this finger for this and do only these finger patterns. When you solo, you do whatever you want. But for finger independence, so yeah, if you were soloing and you were doing this part where you normally gotta step over like this. You want to do this when you practice the scale blocks using the baby finger and stepping over right there. But when you solo or you're creating your own phrase, you do whatever you want. There's no rules, you know. You can bar these fingers. Yeah, so it doesn't matter, you know, and when I do stuff up here, if I want a little more speed or endurance, I won't use the baby finger and I might go. You know, but when you're doing the walking up the blocks, you do this. What? Use these fingers. To develop the hand. Right hand alternate picking and the use of all four fingers, using that baby finger where it's necessary so you don't have to move your hand like here. You know, you can go, or it's to minimize the movement of the hand to execute all the notes in that block. Then when you get here, you don't want to use this finger and go. You want to go like this. See how the hand doesn't have to move, or you don't have to stretch or chase or reach, you know? It's going to help you're going to be able to come up with better phrasing and more phrasing by doing it this way when you work the blocks. But when you create your solos, it depends on where you're going to go afterwards and where you're coming from on really what fingers would be the best to use when you're creating your own phrases. So there you go. That you know, the 5 count, the 6 count, the 3 count. That's your 3 count. That's what it would sound like with a little bit of speed. Of course, I'm not picking them all. I'm hammering pull-off kind of. Hey, after I have the surgery in February or early March, and this all heals up, I plan on digging in and working and, you know, going after it, you know, a couple hours a day like I used to. But now it's just tutorials for the moment.